gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
One man has been arrested for murdering a bouncer at a popular Miami Beach nightclub over the weekend.
Today, we're learning more about the beloved victim killed while doing his job.
NBC6's Chris Hush has been looking into this story today. He's live from Miami Beach where it happened. And Chris, the suspect was arrested in Broward County.
Correct, and that's where he's being held as we speak, facing a second-degree murder charge for this shooting, which happened right outside of the nightclub here where I'm standing on the sidewalk along the busy Washington Avenue.
Marley William Lester Case, known as a family man who touched the lives of those around him. And according to his employer, he worked as a lead security at Exchange South Beach, which is where he was on Sunday morning just before 2:30 when...
Well, we heard shots and that was it. And all of a sudden, people started running.
Wow. So another nightclub shooting, only this time it was definitely targeted, and this one is in Miami. Got a lot of issues with these nightclubs lately, and it's a very difficult thing to manage, to solve, because a lot of people's feelings get hurt in the nightclub, whether they're being rejected by women or rejected at the door of a club. So there's so many different factors and elements, and you can't just, you can't look at every interaction as, oh, I got to watch my back, but that's really how it is working in nightlife. Trust me, I know. I was a bouncer. I did security for many years, and I will tell you that it is a very dangerous gig, and you might bounce somebody up out the club and they might pull back up, shooting it up.
Case was shot outside the venue on the sidewalk. Miami Beach's mayor saying the person responsible had just been removed from the club, but at some point he came back with a gun and shot Case. Officers did CPR on the victim before he was transported to Ryder Trauma Center, where Case was pronounced dead. This morning, Miami Beach police confirming 28-year-old Dvonn Reaux was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Online
and he looked rough too.
Records showing he is currently being held in Broward County on an out-of-county hold.
This is part of the issue that we have. We have certain establishments in our city that seem to be attracting issues.
Mayor Stephen Minor expressing his outrage over the latest deadly crime in Miami Beach, vowing to introduce measures within the next month to curb the violence. This includes cracking down on problematic establishments.
Certainly establishments that have consistent calls for police, consistent code violations, that the status quo is not acceptable.
A now deleted post on Instagram by Exchange South Beach said Marley Case was a friendly and warm-hearted soul who left a mark on everyone. A GoFundMe page for the victim has already raised more than $6,000 to help the family with the difficult task of planning a funeral while they mourn the loss of their loved one gunned down while on the job.
Wow.
Now, we did reach out to Exchange Nightclub for further comment on this incident. However, they did not reply to us. In that now deleted post that I talked about on Instagram, they do say a memorial service is scheduled for later this week. Live in Miami Beach tonight, I'm Chris Hush, NBC6 News.
Chris, thank you.
Turning now to a deadly scene outside a nightclub in Miami Beach.
Witnesses telling us a security guard at that club was shot and killed over the weekend, and we have just learned about an arrest in the case.
Local 10 News reporter Joseph Ojo is live at the scene with the details. Joseph.
And Janice, police just announcing the arrest of 28-year-old Dvonn Reaux. What exactly did lead up to this shooting? That is still being investigated at this time, but we do know that suspect, he is being charged with second-degree murder after shooting and killing that victim here at this nightclub behind me.
Everywhere was blocked here.
Police on Miami Beach surrounding a nightclub after reports of a shooting Sunday morning.
We heard shots and that was it. And all of a sudden, people started running.
The shooting happening around 2:30 along Washington Avenue near 15th Street. A body could be seen on the ground covered by a tarp as police investigated for hours.
They actually got locked out of the room for about 6 hours because all this crime scene was taped off.
Marcus Barnes tells us he heard the gunfire. He, along with other witnesses, say the victim, Marley William Lester Case, just identified by police, was working security when he was shot outside of Exchange nightclub.
Some gunshots, about 5 or 6 loud bangs, came out. They had the yellow tape all right here. Gentleman was laying down, looked like a security guard.
Police say when they showed up, they found the man suffering from injuries from the shooting. Officers on scene would start CPR on the man until paramedics arrived. The victim then rushed to Ryder Trauma Center, where sadly he later died. Monday morning, police announcing the arrest of 28-year-old Dvonn Reaux. The circumstances surrounding the shooting leaving many in the area shaken up because...
And it's honestly, it's simply a ninja moment. He probably got bounced up out the club and he pulled back up and sprayed it up. It's that simple. These ninjas cannot take a L, and the crash out culture has taken over the black community. And we have so many dudes who are just willing to crash out over nothing. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Because they consider Miami Beach a tourist attraction.
Very worrying. Very worrying for us workers around here.
And so we did reach out to the nightclub for comment, but at this time we are waiting to hear back. As for that suspect, he was arrested in Broward County, where he does remain in jail at this time. On our website, local10.com, you can find a GoFundMe link to help out that security guard, the family of that security guard, in this difficult time. We're here on Miami Beach. I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
And turning now to some new details released about a deadly club shooting that happened on Miami Beach. That's where a security guard was killed, and today, Local 10 is speaking exclusively to his loved ones. Our own Annalise Garcia is joining us live. She's in West Miami-Dade with the very latest here. Annalise?
So we have learned more about what led to that deadly gunfire. We've also learned more about the victim here, the man who was killed while doing his job, Marley Case. So many people that we've spoken to today had beautiful things to say about him, including many who were a part of his high school life.
There was an aura around him, this peace always, like this smile. No matter what, there was always this smile.
Marley Case, a friend, a son, a brother, a father.
He was so proud of his son. I would get texts of that baby all the time.
31-year-old Case was shot and killed while working his security job at a Miami Beach nightclub Sunday morning around 2:30 a.m.
One of the bouncers got shot.
Police and fire rescue arrived to Club Exchange on Washington Avenue.
And here's the thing. Here's the sad thing about this. This guy is a big guy. And a lot of guys are cowards, and obviously you can't fight a guy like that. He's so big. So they resort to pulling out guns, right? It's like a joke in the community, an ongoing joke. And I've heard this multiple times, and people will say this to you if you're like a big guy, or if you're in really good shape. You know, they always say something like, oh, well, bullets go through muscles, or, you know, you'll have to shoot that dude. I ain't fighting him. I'll shoot him. I mean, yeah, they're willing to shoot anybody, but in the black community, that is a saying, right? It's something where if you see a guy bigger than you or who's got a lot of muscles and he looks intimidating, they automatically are going to, oh, well, I ain't fighting him, I'm shooting him. And it's just like, dude, I mean, why can't you just talk it out? Why can't you just critically think and solve the issue at hand? You know, if you get bounced out of the club, just go to another club. It's that simple.
And found Marley on the ground, suffering from several shots to his back. Surveillance cameras captured this photo of the subject standing over Marley, pointing a gun at him. The victim was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital, where he died.
He was such an angel on earth, that kid.
Police later arrested 28-year-old Dvonn Reaux. The arrest warrant explains how Reaux was inside Club Exchange, but he was kicked out after trying to fight with people at the nightclub. Police came in that moment before shots rung out. Reaux left but returned once officers were gone. That's when he fired those deadly shots.
I heard some gunshots, about 5-6 loud bangs.
The warrant says he then took off in a gray Audi SUV. He was arrested less than 24 hours later in Miramar, and now he's facing a second-degree murder charge.
I would see Marley diffusing a situation, like not escalating anything.
Marley described as selfless, gentle, and generous. Someone who never missed a reason to celebrate others.
Just a week ago, my birthday, I got a text. I was expecting another text on Sunday.
And Reaux was arrested in Broward, but he was extradited to Miami, and here is where he will face that second-degree murder charge. We're live in West Miami-Dade. Annalise Garcia, Local 10 News.
This is 7 News at 6.
Now at 6 o'clock and on Just One Station, a new view of a deadly ambush that claimed the life of a security guard.
Wow.
Hello again and good evening. He was working at a nightclub when he was killed on the job.
Now the accused shooter is facing a judge. 7's Elitza Bezios is live on Miami Beach. She's got the story. Elitza.
Belkis, Craig, as you
Chico.
said it, that alleged gunman going in front of a judge and getting no bond today. Surveillance video you'll see on Just One Station shows the horrific.
And you see this, he just walks up to him and crashes out. I mean, this is embarrassing. This is ridiculous. And at some point we're asking, when is this going to stop? When is this carnage going to stop? When is it going to end? When are we going to value our own black brothers? And there's just so much envy and so much disrespect amongst each other for people who are doing the right thing. Okay? For people who are doing the just thing, who are impacting people's lives in a positive way, not a negative. And man, it's tough out here in the community. If you are doing the right thing, it's tough, because these super gremlins are on demon time.
Moments. A gunman walks up to security guard Marley William Lester Case and shoots. We've stopped the video before he pulls the trigger. Once Marley falls to the ground, the gunman shoots at least once more.
Wow.
It happened outside Nightclub Exchange, Miami, along Washington Avenue, near 15th Street on Sunday, around 2:30 in the morning. Police say the man with the gun is Dvonn Reaux.
The arrest warrant for second-degree murder state, why isn't this an attempted first-degree murder? He got out of a car, walked up to the victim, and have a picture of it.
Reaux in front of a judge Wednesday.
It looks like an execution to me.
Yep.
There's probable cause for second-degree murder. There could also be probable cause for first-degree murder.
And look at this coward looking down and, oh my God, can't even give eye contact. These guys are so small. They really are. And they do these things to try and be big, bad, and large in one moment. But in reality, they are a speck. They are, you know, I mean, it's hard to even describe how little these individuals are who do things like this. Like, they think that there's some street boss or something for killing an innocent man.
According to his arrest affidavit, several minutes before he pulled the trigger, the shooter was inside the incident location and was ejected as he was trying to fight with security staff and patrons of the location.
Wow.
Miami Beach officers responded and documented this incident, where they recalled the shooter complaining he was missing personal property inside the location. Police say he left the club but came back with a gun and started to shoot.
And I don't even believe he was missing anything. These guys they'll just try and get back in the club and then hide. That's what they be doing. Like, dude, I've bounce a lot of people out, and they say, man, I dropped my wallet, bro. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? I mean, thank God that I never found myself in a situation as dangerous as this, but we have had somebody shoot up the outside of the club before. I've been in that situation. It's not a good thing at all. It's scary. It's traumatizing for everybody in the situation. And when you are working security, you have to act brave, unarmed in many cases. So, you know, condolences to this brother here. He didn't deserve this at all. We all know this. You know, this guy who did this, he's a monster.
And drove off.
Well, we heard shots and that was it. And all of a sudden, people started running.
Once police got there, they found Marley lying on the floor with what appeared to be several gunshot wounds to his back. Miami Beach Fire Rescue rushing him to Jackson's Ryder Trauma, where he would not survive.
Wow.
And Marley's family has set up a GoFundMe. If you'd like to help with funeral costs, you can head to our website, WSVN.com, for a link to that. For now, we're live in Miami Beach. It's Bezos 7 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.